Hi guys, it's Christine and I'm back today with a layout for my creative scrapbook. I'm using the creative kit for November and also a sketch from Creative Scrappers. We teamed up with them this month, and so all of us are using their sketch, which is a grid-based sketch, and I will link you to that in the comments down below. Grids for me are always a little bit of a challenge just because trying to get them straight can be a bit of a struggle. And if you watch any of my videos, you hear me consistently say getting things straight is a struggle for me. So for this one, what I did is I cut out 3 1/4 inch squares, and I either cut them out in patterned paper that came in the kit or I cut them out in a cream color. I used the cream if I was going to put the pictures there. And then now I'm mounting all of those onto a piece of rust colored cardstock so that I can get them straight and also just to give them a little more separation from the paper. You're going to see right now that I put it onto brown cardstock, but actually what I end up doing in the end, and it doesn't show in the video, is I switch it over to patterned paper. When I took my initial pictures, the brown just was not working. I just did not like how the layout looked. So I ended up switching it to another patterned paper from this kit, and I liked how that worked a lot better. So when you look at the actual picture of this layout and you wonder why it looks a little different, that's why. I am using a variety of the embellishments from this kit. The hello is a piece of chipboard that comes from Simple Stories. And right now I am cutting out a word from a piece of Cartabella paper. I didn't have anything else that I really loved that worked with the hello, and I thought the fall from this Cartabella paper was perfect. And so I am fussy cutting that out, and I will add that as part of my title. I love it when they have papers that have those big words on them. You can really get your bang for your buck on those kinds of papers. Generally, you don't use them as like a base or anything, but using them for cutting the words out, and they, like you can see in that one, it has script style and it has all kinds of different fonts as well as all kinds of different words, and so it can be really useful for a variety of projects. The chipboard that comes in this kit from Simple Stories is actually self-adhesive, so that's super helpful. You can see I just stuck it right on there in that top left corner, which is where the title is supposed to go on this sketch. And then I am gluing down fall. I started using my ballpoint glue pen, but decided on some of those more simple letters like L where there's not quite so many little spots, I could just do the straight on tape runner. The way this sketch is set up is to have the title up in the top left corner and then to have 3 pictures on it, which I followed that exactly, and then to have splashes of embellishing. And I did a little extra on the embellishing, but not a ton. And there's another word that I cut out from that same paper, the fun word, adding that to my title also. The stickers in this kit are primarily from Photo Play. They have a very classic style to this specific line. So if you really like those traditional fall colors and traditional pumpkins and leaves and all that, it will really appeal to you. There's also a few things in there that are a little bit more unique than a classical style, but they work really well for just a very traditional fall layout. I cut out that sticker there and I'm adding that into one of the grids. It's a little phrase, and I'm actually gonna add it onto green cardstock there, as you can see, give it another little pop of color. And I'm going to add that to one of the open spots, kind of where she intended on the sketch for journaling to go. Not the exact placement, but pretty close. As you probably have noticed about me, I don't tend to do a ton of journaling on the front of my layouts. I tend to tuck that in or write it on the back and keep that private. So this made it work in this situation. Using several of the chipboard leaves and acorns and squashes and gourds and all things fall to add my little embellishment clusters, and double checking my sketch there to make sure I'm following. And I noticed that the sketch actually calls for those embellishments to go down further, and so I'm doing that. And then here you'll see I'm straightening something again. Always pulling things back up, straightening them, getting them just right. Just as how I work. I do love that this kit included a mix of photo play and simple stories and Cartabella. I felt like it was a really good mix of different collections, and none of them overwhelmed the other. The simple stories stuff is really cute. It has a lot of really fun stuff in it, and it was a really good compliment to photo play. So and of course, I don't know, I tend to love using chipboard on layouts. I can't get enough of it. So now that I've decided I do like the placement of those, I'm actually sticking them down. And then here I'm pulling out the basket of just cardstock. I think it's called Bits and Pieces Ephemera. I'm not sure. I can't keep all the companies' different names straight, but it's just different little pieces of die cuts. And these are also from Simple Stories. And so now that I've added the chipboard and gotten some dimension on there, I'm adding in some flat stuff to bring out more color that I want. And you can see there's a lot of options here. This was the first project I did with this kit, so I had, my possibilities were pretty wide open. Definitely pulling out more of the leaves and simple fall accents, but small ones. Nothing to overwhelm what I already had there. And those are not self-adhesive because they are just traditional die cut pieces. What I like about getting those is that you can choose to leave them flat, or you can pop them up with foam or layer them one on top of another, and the adhesive isn't already there, so you kind of have some freedom to make it work for how you want it to work. The kit also comes with these other letters that you can see, both small and those medium ones. So I'm adding in a little extra words into the picture there. And then, like I said earlier, you're going to see I put this on to the brown cardstock, but I'm actually going to move it to a green patterned paper later. Just didn't photograph quite how I wanted it to. Thanks so much for joining me today. Hope you will give this sketch a try too.